Thank you very much. My name is Jude Jomo. I'm the former chairman of Kenya National Petroleum Dealers, KENAPED, and we got together after we realized that BIPRA was doing a research on margins and dealers had not been consulted. And we came together and we talked to BIPRA and they accepted to receive our views. And thank you very much, Mr. Kenyon, because you are very instrumental to that. Although eventually we found that our views were really not taken into consideration when the margins were reviewed. Secondly, as an association, we have our own challenges. One of the biggest challenges, which is actually a constitutional challenge, is that our members fear joining the association because they will be victimized by the OMCs whom they work under. And I would like to remind the OMCs that in our constitution, freedom of association is seriously enshrined in our constitution. And nobody should be victimized for joining an association whose objective is to look at the welfare of its members. Secondly, there is one serious problem with our dealers, and this is product losses. When the trucks are being loaded at the depot, none of us is there. This is one of the businesses where you buy a product and you are not there and you are being assured this is the much that you have put in the truck. But when the truck comes to your station, the first thing they do is to use a very old-fashioned method of leaving a stick into the tanker to measure what has been delivered. And in most of the cases, there are losses. And these losses, you as a dealer, you are the one who bear those losses. If you go to Europe and where these OMCs come from, these trucks deliver product, and what is delivered at the station is what the dealer receives. Not what was loaded at the station. And this is computerized. They have flow meters to measure the amount of fuel that you deliver. But here we are using lipstick, a very old-fashioned method of receiving that. I think this is something that IPRA seriously needs to think about. We must bring efficiency into the loading, transportation, and delivery of the product, so that whatever the dealer receives is what he sells, but not what was delivered in his absence. And at the depot, they use a flow meter to load into the trucks. But when it comes to my station, we use a lipstick. We must be consistent in our unit of measurement so that we are accurate. The other problem is with transportation. Some of the OMCs do not give us the independence to choose the type of transport that we want to use. They want to use their own transport, but when there are losses, the losses are transferred to me. That is not fair by any chance. The other item is about the franchise contract that was talked about earlier. A contract is an agreement between two people where you argue, this is what I want, this is what I want. These are very skewed franchise agreements. You are brought an agreement, you are told to sign it under the dotted line. You have no right to negotiate any article of the agreement. And I think the only person who can argue for us is IPRA. We need to go through these contracts to make sure that the dealers are as protected as the OMCs are protected by the same contract. Because this contract exposes us as dealers, and we take it seriously to sit down with IPRA so that we can review these contracts that we have with the OMCs. The last item I would like to talk about is about a program called Young Dealers Program. This Young Dealers Program is used to threaten and to antagonize the dealer. In one of my stations, one of my managers, who I had trained from being an attendant to be a manager, and then by training you spend your own money. The same manager is approached by the company and is told, I'm going to make you a young dealer. Now, this is a person I have helped to raise up. Now, if I become an obstacle and tell the OMC now, no, I will not allow this, is that I'm refusing that person to grow. and being an obstacle to his growth. So if the companies want to have young dealers, let them go to the universities, entrance, get their own students from there, train them, and use them as young dealers. Two, these young dealers are used, if the company feels that you are becoming troublesome, or you are asking for your rights, then they will threaten you. Because the following day, they'll come and use your manager and make him a young dealer and run your station. So to me, and these young dealers, if you go to out there in the market and find out, because they're supposed to, after some time they are saving and they become financial dealers. Less than 5% of the young dealers eventually become financial dealers. Because when they accumulate enough money to become a dealer, then they are transferred to a loss-making company so that the profits that they have saved are sapped by the losses of those companies. This to me is very, very unfair, and it should be investigated and it should be stopped if it's found to be illegal. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see.